Once upon a time, in the land of Japan, there was a CEO of a very successful company who could no longer work. She had the company for as long as she could, but now it was time for her to find a replacement. To make matters worse, a senior research analyst left the company with no notice. It was up to her team of colleagues to find the best replacements possible. Due to the COVID pandemic, if you plan on applying for a job in Japan, you most likely have to do a video interview as part of the application process. We will be looking at 2 interviews, one disastrous and the other a success. The first interview will be of a former American CEO applying for the same position at a Japanese company. The second interview is of a former State Department protocol officer and now research analyst at M, who is applying to fill the position of senior research analyst at the same Japanese firm. Those running the interview include the current Japanese CEO, her international protocol officer, and her assistant Tin.
All right, let's start this meeting. Assistant, can you please bring in some hot tea for me and some coffee for the CEO, please? Thank you. While we get settled in. Thank you. You can leave it on the table. And please take a seat. This is a good learning experience for you. Okay, so let's start.
Hello to you both. Thank you for your interest in applying for the new position.
Please go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Konnichiwa, Hajimashite. Yes, I have been a research team lead at 3M for the last 5 years. Before then, I worked as a protocol officer for the United States Department of State for 3 years. I have a bachelor's in international business from San Diego State University and a master's in international relations from Georgetown School of Foreign Service.
Hello, ladies. My name's Kirby. I am a 33-year-old Bible-thumping, God-fearing, gun-toting man of the South. I was bred, born, raised, and made great by the state of Tennessee. It was there that I became the founder, the CEO, and the product tester for my company, which specializes in promotional advertising products. So if y'all need a calendar, a doormat, hell, maybe one of them tapestry things you like to decorate your dojos with, I can get it made with your name on it, any design you like. Anything else?
Why do you want to leave your current job?
I'm sorry, did you ask me if I wanted to leave my current job? I don't have a job. I'm the boss, baby. I'm gonna keep this job and get that one too. And hell, can't wait to come over there and meet my next future ex-wife, Mrs. Carlock. Cheers.
Thank you for that question, ma'am. Asia is a rising economic region. I want to expand my horizon and be where the action is.
I'm glad to hear that there are many opportunities in Asia at the moment.
Paulina thought for a moment and asked herself,
It's good that Andrew did show up early compared to the other candidate, and I wonder if they would have known to bow upon entering the room. If the interview was in person, of course.
Why do you want to work at this company?
Well, I'm really glad you asked me that. I would like to answer your question with a little story. You see these little boogers right here? I got a whole pile of them. I love them. I'm nasty addicted to them. Nasty addiction. Well, I was eating down at the Panda Express the other night, and as luck would have it, I opened up a fortune cookie. That was 4 fortunes in there. 4. That was like a gift from God. 4 of them. No, nothing had anything to do with this interview or, where I'm supposed to go in life. I just thought you'd like to know that story. Why else would I tell it?
Once again, Kirby is trying to be humorous, and that's not appropriate when conducting business in Japan. Oh, okay. And Andrew, why do you want to work for this company?
I have been impressed with your company for a long time, especially after you invented the laser-trimmed 14-bit accurate DC converter. That was a great innovation. I think my 3-year experience at 3M research and development team will be an asset to your family.
I see. And what do you know about Japan and the language?
What do I know about Japan and the Japanese language? Well, I know when I go out to eat sushi, I don't know how to say half the things on the menu. My 4 kids have to tell me what things are on the menu. I like a California roll. I think cherry blossom trees are pretty. I think Hello Kitty is weird. I did play Pokemon Go. I think that's all I need to know. Right? Right.
He has 4 children? Wow, having 4 kids is an auspicious number of kids. Well, thank you for sharing, Kirby. And Andrew?
Yes, I'm not that fluent in Japanese yet, but I know enough to get by. I also know that you are the second largest manufacturer of microchips in Asia. Your licensing division is unparalleled, even by Qualcomm here in the US. You also have a great corporate social responsibility program that I would love to be a part of.
Thank you for that. And how would your colleagues describe you?
Why would a lion concern itself with the opinion of the sheep working for him? Hell, this is probably how they describe me. Meh, meh, meh. I'm the boss, baby. I don't care how they describe me.
That might work in the US, but here we tend to be more collectivistic. Andrew, how would your colleagues describe you?
They would say I'm a team player, disciplined and respectful of other cultures.
That's great. You would fit in well in this company since we are generally group oriented in Japan. Our next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Kirby, you may start.
5 years? Hell, I ain't seen myself in the mirror in 5 years. How the hell am I supposed to know where I'm gonna be in 5 years? All jokes aside, I'll probably be with my little darling right here down at the McDonald's, somewhere in the world, because you know they everywhere now. We'll be having chicken nuggets and sweet tea like we do every night.
As for me, I hope to have developed enough expertise and experience to earn your company's trust and to let me lead the research and development team into the future.
Yes, that's good. Japan is a culture with a lot of work pressure.
Was there anything else in your resume or cover letter that you wanted to let us know?
The one thing you need to know about me, little ladies, is I know how to have fun. After a long week at the office, I go out with my best lady. We go out dancing toe to toe, hip to hip, boot scooting, boogieing all night long. And if we get kicked out of the dance hall, we'll just run over to Papa Top. Papa Top's the local karaoke bar. I've been practicing because I know how much y'all like singing karaoke over there in Japan. So whenever y'all ready, we can all go out together. What you think? Little darling. You ain't gotta call me darling. Darling.
I'll consider it.
That means no in Japan.
Thank you for the information, Kirby. Andrew, anything else you would like us to know beyond your resume and cover letter?
Yes, there is. I have always admired the poetry work of Manyoshu since graduate school. I think the writing is unparalleled to even modern poetry standards. Otherwise, thank you. Sayonara.
All right, thank you for your time, everyone. It was great meeting you.
What an interview. Wow.
Wow, Andrew is so well read in Japanese literature.
Here, come on, assistant. Let's go get a drink and we'll talk about our potential candidates.
So a lot happened in that interview. Let's take a look at what went wrong. Kirby, our American CEO, not only showed up late, but also dressed inappropriately for the interview wearing a tank top instead of formal clothing like a suit. In Japan, punctuality, being on time, is extremely important as tardiness is viewed as rude or impolite. Also, as a general tip, don't take your virtual meetings or interviews while sitting on the toilet. Upon meeting the Japanese CEO, he did not greet them with a bow. In Japan, bowing is used to greet the other person. introducing yourself, or to apologize. You use a lot of strong emotions and gestures. If you show a strong display of emotions, your Japanese counterpart may perceive you as irrational, lacking of self-control, and questionable as a business partner. You also began talking to him in Chinese, not Japanese. Japan has a lot of pride for their culture and strongly dislike being mistaken for other cultures. He also kept mentioning the number 4, which is considered an unlucky number. Kirby used a direct style of communication with the Japanese CEO, which is not typical in Japan. Japan has a more indirect or implicit communication style. In other words, what they say may not always be what they mean, and nonverbal cues may often communicate what is not said. For example, when the Japanese protocol officer smiled and told the American CEO, "I'll consider it," this usually means no, and smiling in Japan is used as a way to hide disapproval or anger. He did not show that he could work well in groups. Japan values the idea of collectivism and will often make decisions together as a group. Being able to work well in a group setting is important when conducting business in Japan. While there is nothing wrong with liking Japanese pop culture like anime, Kirby did not do his research on the company. It is important to do your research and show that you are knowledgeable about the company you plan to work with in the future. So what did Andrew do right? Andrew arrived on time and dressed appropriately for the interview wearing a formal suit. He also bowed upon greeting the Japanese CEO. He maintained a composed and respectful attitude and did not use strong gestures, facial expressions, or emotions. He has done his research prior to the interview and has shown that he is not only knowledgeable about the company, but also the culture, as Japan is a very patriotic country that is proud and protective of their culture and traditions. He has also expressed that he is a team player, which tells us that he can work well in groups. This is important as Japan values the idea of collectivism, meaning not only will they work as a group, but they will also make decisions as a group.